Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another edition of That Ain't My Daddy. Not That Ain't My Daddy, Savings Minus Debt. I'm transitioning from That Ain't My Daddy. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. SMD family, welcome. Welcome. So, some updated news before we let everybody get in here into the channel today. I have a person that's going to be working on the shirts. So he's putting together. He's going to be getting back to me today on finalizing some things here, and then once it's finalized, I'll let you guys know when the shirts will be available. And so that you know, the first batch of shirts will be, the front, of course, will say Google hashtag Savings Minus Debt, and then on the back it's going to say which one was I going to use? I was going to use equals the money you have in real life. Good morning, Quentin. Good morning. It's going to say equals the money you have in real life. Okay. All right. Let's wait for everybody to get in here. Today's going to be a good one. Okay. I came across this and it was very interesting, and I feel good about being able to walk you guys through such a video. Okay. And to kind of give you an idea of why such videos exist, and I'm going to bring you at a higher level outside the debt matrix. First, we're going to go through this video, and then I pulled out some timelines so you guys can follow along with it. But I pointed these things out so you guys can catch it, okay? Because videos like these are, by the title alone, right? The title alone of this video, and the link is in the description, okay? So you guys can watch the full video. The title of this video alone attracts people because the majority of people are in debt. So they want to, I don't even know what type of writers this would be, but they draw them in because the majority of people that are in debt with student loans don't want to pay them off, or believe there's some other way to pay them off, right? Besides just paying them off with your money, right? So it draws them in and says, wow, look, there's a way to do it without actually having to pay them off. And that's not true. All right. So let's let some people in. Naima, welcome. Nicer, welcome. Hyphy, welcome. Urban Scott, welcome. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. It's poverty porn. That's good, Urban. I like that, man. You're right. It's poverty porn. Hyphy says, let me get this over so I can see what Hyphy says. Hyphy says, last night I listened to the replay of Q&A. Oh, okay. Very worth the listen. See, you had a guest hop on too. I know, that was nice, man. I really did enjoy that. That was cool that the guest hopped on. I love the interaction. I do. I love it. I hope you guys enjoy that too. I hope you guys love it when somebody comes in and just joins in the conversations and adding value to the live stream. I hope you guys enjoy that. And your feedback is very important to me. So even yes or no is good. If you say no, I'm not going to be offended by it. Like, hey, no, I didn't like that. Or if you guys find something that I'm doing something, because remember, we're the SMD family. Okay. So if you find me doing something or saying something or even talking too much during when a guest is on, let me know so I can stop, because I want this experience to be better and better and better each time. And the only way I can know that is my, the opinions from my audience, the SMD family. Okay. All right. So please don't think stuff like that would offend me. All right. As long as it's constructive criticism that we can just help advance this channel more and more so more and more people can understand. All right. Let's do this. Okay, so before we get into this video, remember, if you want to watch the video before or after, and you guys can compare the two, you guys are going to be watching it back and forth anyway, so you can understand how the how the video is for regular people and how it is for people outside the debt matrix. Okay, so this is not what is this dude's name? Let me make sure I know his name. It is the channel owner. His name is Tommy Bryson. Okay, Tommy Bryson. And he looks like he's just under 25. All right. And what I want to point out in this video is that I'm not talking about him. I'm not saying he's dumb, smart, whatever. I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that when you watch it alone and then you watch it with me through a debt-free perspective, okay, I want you to hear what he's saying without really knowing what he's saying. And then everything I'm sharing with you, I'm pointing out, I want you to only listen to me mathematically, okay? Mathematically only, so you can understand that when you step outside the debt matrix, all that what he's saying makes absolutely no mathematical sense at all whatsoever. None. But he doesn't know that. And when I say him, Tommy, I'm saying there's plenty of people. I mean, all you got to do is look at $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. Okay. So Tommy is trying to make it seem as if what he's doing is rare and a secret. You got to know some know-how to do this, right? And it seems like that, but all you have to do is think about to yourself. There's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. He believes he's the only one doing that. No, he's not. You know how I know that? Well, I know mathematically, right? But for you guys to understand how also I know that, right? There's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. That's how I know what he's saying that's not true. All the people in the debt matrix believe what he's saying. They will believe that, right? So, okay, here we go. All right. And I'm going to name out the times. Now, I'm not ignoring you guys, but I just want you guys to see something. We're going to get through this first, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Now, I'm going to name out the times, the point in the video where my points come from, okay? So about 8 seconds in, he says he has $30,000 to $40,000 in liquid cash in the bank. You know, it's like 30, 40. That's like a $10,000 difference. You don't know which one you have. I've never accidentally said, you know what? I think I got about 30, maybe $40,000. I've never done that in my life, ever. I know how much money I have in the bank. It's not a guess, okay? Not saying, now listen, I'm not saying anything about him personally. I want you guys to listen to me mathematically only. Only listen to me mathematically. No feelings involved, okay? All right. At about 36 seconds in the video, he says he has outstanding student loans and believes he's not paying interest on them. And he believes he's not paying interest on those loans because he has them in deferment. Well, yeah, that's true, but you're not paying interest on them today. The interest is still accruing. It's still accruing in the background. Just because you put your student loans in deferment, the interest does not stop accruing. It's still accruing. He might not be paying it. He's not really lying to you guys. No, he's not paying it now, but eventually he will. Okay. So just listen to the thing. Listen to me mathematically. Okay. So now at 2 minutes, 46 seconds in, he's like, hey, I'm gonna do this disclaimer about, I don't know if it's legal or not, what I'm about to tell you guys. You know why he's saying that? Because yes, it is illegal. It is illegal what he's doing. He's borrowing student loan money, not using it for school, and investing into some mystery investment over here. Yes, that's illegal. You can't do that. But check it out. They're not going to come after you and prosecute you. You know why? Because if you don't pay that money back, you'll be paying it with your Social Security checks. You can never get rid of it. If you don't pay it back, you will be a slave until you're dead. That's why. That's why they don't come after you. That's why they don't care if you spend it on school or not. People in the debt matrix don't understand that. Don't they ever just stop and say, why is this money so easy to get? And how come I could spend it on anything I want? And nobody says nothing. That's why, because you will be dead. And first of all, so you guys can see mathematically, he had to borrow money obviously he had to borrow money because he didn't have any money to invest. So he did it illegally, borrowing money from one of the worst ways to ever borrow money. He keeps saying about low interest rate. That's not the point. It's just crazy. So I want you guys to understand. He had to borrow the first $7,000 illegally to invest it, because that should tell you that he has no money. The very reason why he's borrowing the money. Stay with me mathematically, okay? Let me see. I'm looking at my notes here. It says if he's using student loan, okay. All right. So at minute 3 minutes, 12 seconds, he says the $7,000 invested doubled over and over and over in the years. Now it's a ton of money. Okay. He owes so much money. And now he says he has a ton of money in the bank. Okay. If you have a ton of money, why don't you just pay off your student loan debt if you got all this money? Because he really doesn't have a ton of money. He's still in the negative. I promise you, he's still in the negative. I promise you. And all I would have to do to verify this, you guys, I'm not telling you guys any secrets, right? All I would have to do is take one look at his entire credit reports, all three, and it will tell me everything I need to know, because I can just hear the way he's talking about money. Everything he's saying doesn't make any mathematical sense, okay? Now, at 4 minutes, 28 seconds, he's comparing student loan rates with the highest credit card rates, That has nothing to do with nothing. Of course, yeah, all right, yeah, credit card rates are higher than student loan rates, yeah, whatever. That has nothing to do with nothing. That comparison means nothing. That's just fluff in a video, okay? That means nothing, okay? One has nothing to do with the other. Oh my God, okay. This guy was killing me, man. He was killing me. Okay, so at 5 minutes, 23 seconds, he says he could invest in the market and making between 7 and 12% on his money. He's made 21% investing in Acorns, and then the link is below. Okay, listen. He's saying possibilities. Yeah, hey, if I invest in here, it's a possibility I get 20% back on my money. Whatever. He can make up any number he wishes. It doesn't mean anything. None of that's guaranteed, okay? And then he says he's made 21% on Acorns. Okay, show me. This is why, listen to me mathematically, people. If he had to borrow the first $7,000 illegally through a student loan debt, you really believe he's making 21% on Acorn? Or is he just trying to get you to click on the Acorn link in his description so maybe he can make some money off referring you to Acorn? You ever think about it that way? That's what it sounds like to me. Because it has nothing to do with nothing. He's not investing anything because he started out in the negative. None of these numbers he's punching in his calculator that he's telling you out loud on the video, none of it matters. You cannot invest negative dollars into anything. That's mathematically impossible. And he started out in the negative $7,000. If you have to borrow the money, that's negative. Okay. All right. Let's at 6 minutes and 5 seconds, he picks up the calculator and starts punching random numbers and random numbers, making things sound sophisticated and complicated. He's saying absolutely nothing. He's making up random returns about and imaginary profits. I'm telling you guys, he's not saying anything. You know how I know he's not saying anything? I want you guys to follow me. But because he started out in the negative. He didn't have any money to invest in the first place. He's in the negative, talking about numbers that don't exist because you cannot invest negative dollars. That's mathematically impossible. Okay. Now at 6 minutes, 48 seconds, he says, before investing into real estate, he's getting taxes and paperwork together. And check it out. None of his taxes and stuff, none of it will be legit. You know why? Because he's gonna have to claim how he got the money to invest into the investments. They're gonna say, hey, where'd you get the $7,000 to invest into this investment? What is he going to do? Tell him my student loan money? So you already know that's not going to be right, okay? Because he didn't start out legitimately. He's got to tell where that $7,000 came from, and the only place he just told us it came from is student loans. Are you guys here? I'm not saying anything magical right here. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not. I'm not saying anything sophisticated. I'm just stating the obvious, okay? And what else there right here? I said student loan money to invest. That's illegal. They're not going to come. Okay, yeah, because they're not, again, it's illegal, yes. But listen, if you're doing this, $1.6 trillion in student loan debt, he believes he's the only one doing it. All you got to do is look at the student loan debt and you clearly see he's not the only one doing that, right? It just, before I forget, this is what I don't want to forget. And also in this video, he says, guess what? He says he's an accountant. He said he went to school to be an accountant. And so listen, you guys, listen. He's trained to understand numbers. He's trained to understand how to balance books. He went to school for it. And yet he's not even balancing his own books. You cannot invest negative dollars. If he's borrowing $7,000 illegally, that illegally means borrowing student loan fault. You're lying to the people that loan out the money to student loan debt, right? Because you're saying, hey, I'm using this for school, right? And you sign somewhere and saying that, right? But if you don't use that, that's a breach of the agreement. This is obvious. It's not alleged. That's true. Okay. And he's an accountant. This is why I always tell you guys, SMD family, listen to me. It doesn't matter their job title. When it comes to what I'm teaching you right here, their job title is irrelevant. He's saying these things out loud. He's telling the whole world that he's an accountant and he doesn't even know how to balance his own books. He doesn't even know what he's saying in this video. I swear to God, he doesn't know what he's saying. And now I'm going to give him a little leeway because he's under 25. He's young. He's still learning. You know, he's getting out here saying things. 10 years from now, or hopefully 10 years from now, he'll go back and watch that video and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I said that out loud. Yes, you did. Out loud for everybody to see him, but that's okay. People are born and he's in a debt matrix. I promise you guys, he's in the debt matrix, okay? Saying he's accountant, starting out with negative numbers right now should tell you everything in the world. That should tell you right now what his personal credit report looks like. Starting out in negative, and he's an accountant, but he doesn't know he's trying to invest negative dollars, and that's mathematically impossible. See what I'm saying? He doesn't know that. This is the gift you guys have. I tell you, you can walk around on earth and be like, dang, you can hear all this debt talk. They have no idea they're speaking debt. All right. 7 minutes, 5 seconds in, he's talking about putting 3.5% down on real estate. He's already doing it wrong. Anything less than 20%, you are doing it wrong. You know what he's talking about? An FHA mortgage. He's talking about FHA mortgages, and FHA mortgages are only for people that refuse to accept that they cannot afford a home. That's who those type of mortgages are for. Because if you were financially free, you wouldn't step close. You wouldn't even, you'd be insulted if the bank offered you an FHA mortgage. If you knew what that really meant, what that really says, you would be insulted. 7 minutes, 40 seconds in, he says instead of paying off a student loan, he could put 3.5% down on a $600,000 house. Instead of paying off his student loan, check it out, which is $20,000. Okay, listen to what he's saying. Instead of paying off his student loan, which is $20,000, he'd rather get in debt at almost $600,000. I'm going to say that one more time. First, remember, he started out negative $7,000 illegally, okay? Now he's down here talking about putting 3.5% down on a $600,000 house. So you're going to go from $20,000 to $600,000 in debt? That is so wrong. Listen to my math. Does that math make any sense? That math makes absolutely no sense to me. That's how I know. 8 minutes, 35 seconds in, he says 20K is now worth 60 today, and his money has made him over and over and over again, but yet he's still paying off his student loan. He really believes he's not paying the interest on his deferred loan. He's making all this money, yet he's still not paid off his student loans. That doesn't make any sense. CNTS. 10 minutes, 15 seconds in, he starts talking about these imaginary properties bought with imaginary money, and then starts punching random numbers in the calculator again, right? Just to make you guys think it's some kind of complicated mathematical formula that he's talking about. He's not talking about anything. He's just punching numbers in a calculator and saying random things, saying random interest rates and random stuff. It just sounds that way, you guys. I promise you, he's not. All you got to do, remember, he started out with negative $7,000. That should tell you everything in the rest of the equation will not work because he's in the negative. So none of this will be positive if he starts out in the negative. I promise you, it doesn't work that way. Math says so, okay? Now, at 10 minutes, 55 seconds, he starts talking about the cons. There's only one big con. I'm telling you guys, you will be a slave until every penny of he's going to be a slave until every penny of that debt is paid back. Every single penny. And then at 13 minutes, 27 seconds in there, he starts talking about student loan debt and credit card debt. You guys probably didn't even catch that. First, we're focused on student loan debt. He's like, yeah, I got this money and this and that, and I'm going to put it down and I'm going to take it from here, and then I'm going to pay down the student loan debt. And then towards the end of the video, he throws in, he also has credit card debt. I hope you guys are catching this. Where did that come from? Where'd that come from? You know what? I'm telling you guys how I know it came. You know why? Because he's in debt, investing negative dollars. That's why now he went from making all this money that he flipped, borrowing the negative money from the student loan debt, and now he's coming over here talking about his money's working over and over, but yet he has credit card debt now? Where'd that come from? You see what I'm saying? Because he's investing negative dollars and he doesn't know it. And he's telling you guys all of what he's doing. But if you're not listening, if you're so focused on thinking this guy is doing something cool by not paying off his student loan debt, he's not. I'm going to tell you guys this. That's exactly what they want him to do. The system wants you not to pay off your student loan debt. I promise you. They want to own you for the rest of your life. So if you think like him and think you're going to be doing investing and doing all this other stuff, you're lying to yourself. They don't want you to pay off the student loan debt. They want you to think the interest is low. So you'll think it's like, oh, okay, I'll earn more over here. But it's just numbers. Okay. And then if you believe it, you believe it. $1.6 trillion in student loan debt says it's true, says what I'm saying is true. And then at 14 minutes, 9 seconds, he says he's paying off all his debt. He says paying off all his debt. Paying off his debt would be a liability. He said paying off his debt would be a liability. No, having debt is a liability. This guy has almost 60,000 followers. Okay. When I looked at his amount of followers, he has almost 60,000 followers. And he's giving out this type of financial advice. Do you guys see SMD family where you guys are going to be if you just continue to follow me? You guys are going to be a multi-billionaires. Can you imagine how many people are following this advice that he gave? That's crazy. What did I say? These types of videos play the fact that most people are giving up. You know, like I said earlier in the beginning of this video, the reason why the title of this video is so catchy, because there's so many people stuck in student loan debt with believing that they'll never get out. They want to jump on here and say, whoa, what's this guy? This guy knows something that I don't know that I can probably get out. No, he doesn't. Nobody gets out of student loan debt. Nobody. All right, let me get you guys, because I ain't ignoring you. I was just trying to stick to the topic here. What's up, everybody? Best version, Jennifer, Nicer, Ill Wills, Hyphy. How you guys doing? Welcome, man. Check out the link in the description. I'm talking about this particular video. I want you guys to go over there and watch it on your own, then come back and look at my points, right? The points that I pointed out in this video, and then go back and rewatch it so you guys can hear the difference between listening to it as a person in debt versus a person that is debt-free, okay? Ill Will says, Linnell Young, you blowing holes in the young man. He looks like Swiss cheese in the game of fine. You know what, Ill Wills? If he listens to me right, he won't be mad. You know what I'm saying? Because if he ever watches this video, right? If he gets mad, I want him to say, hey, man, but is his math right? Is his math right? What is he right that I'm not supposed to take student loan debt and invest it into something else? Is he right about that? If all the answers are right, which they will be, he got to say to himself, then why am I mad? If his math is right and I wasn't supposed to do that with my student loan money, why am I mad at him? Yep. Herbert Scott says 3.5 sounds like FHA. It sure is. FHA mortgage. It sure is. Anybody that says, hey, man, You can, if you guys, especially you youngsters, if you out there and you looking to buy a house and you got somebody that comes up to you and says, hey, you don't have to hardly put anything down. You could put 3.5% down on the house. You walk away from them as fast as you can. Don't even let them finish. Let them wonder why you just walked away from them, because they're trying to bury you in debt. If you take that advice, you will be buried alive. Herbert Scott, under 25, he's in a rush to show his family and friends that he's an accountant. He sounds like a typical business major, doesn't address debt. Exactly. Hey, Herbert, and you know what? Like I said, we got to give him a little bit of slack because he's under 25, right? He's caught up in the debt matrix. He doesn't know who to listen to, how to act, what you got to look like to look the part of being rich. He doesn't understand. None of that matters, right? He doesn't understand. So how we know he doesn't know, because he's saying the things he's saying out loud, open in the public for everybody to see. That's how you know he doesn't know, because if he knew, he wouldn't say things like that. He wouldn't say things like, hey, man, I think it's sort of kind of, I'm alleged that you're not supposed to do student loan. You're saying that out loud. If you're saying that, you know it's true. Ill Will says, I didn't see. I have to check it out myself. Yeah, you got to check the video out, Ill Will. Check it out. I want everybody to click on the link in the description. Watch the video yourself, all right? Look at the title. Make sure you recognize, check it out. When you go there, look at the title and say, ask yourself, why do I recognize with that title? Why does that title fit me? Okay. What draws me into via that title, and then click on him, right? That's what I'm telling you what it is, because if that draws you in, that means you're in debt. You're probably in student loan debt, and you're thinking that this guy might have a way out other than paying your student loans off. That's what's drawing you into it. But what you don't realize, he's in the same situation as you, but you can't hear it because you're in debt. He's just saying a couple of higher financial names and numbering and interest rates and percentage and gains and stock market. You hear all that stuff, so you automatically assume this person must know what he's talking about. But all you got to do is listen to the math. You ignore everything else and just listen to the mathematics, and you'll be like, wait a minute. If he had to borrow the money, that means he didn't have any money. Oh, so okay, he did what? Oh, he took the student loan money. Oh, he didn't use it on school? No, isn't that illegal? Yes. Okay, but he did it anyway. Okay, right. Does that sound like a smart investor to you? Mm-mm. He's going to run into some tax problems. He doesn't even know he's going to run into some tax problems, because they're going to say, hey, okay, you invested in this? Yeah. Where'd you get that 7,000? Then he's going to have to tell him. Where's he going to just make it up? I found it. I mean, what you going to say? It's already, if they're asking that question, check it out. This is the tax system. If they're asking that question, they already know the answer. They're just going to see if you're going to lie about it. And then if you lie about it, they're going to tax you. You're going to get penalized. You're going to do all this other stuff because you lied. They're already asking you because they already know. Everything's recorded. Everything. I keep telling you guys, stop thinking the tax system is a bad thing. If you take the time to understand the purpose of taxes, and when I say to understand the purpose of taxes, I'm not saying go to your tax person and go to your I'm not even saying that. I'm saying there's another way to understand how taxes work. Once you understand how taxes really work, the real purpose of taxes, and then when you know, then you go see your professional tax person, because this is what you're going to do. If you go if you pick a person as a tax person, this is the first question you're going to ask them. Let me see your personal credit report, all 3 of them, before I do business with you. Now, I know that sounds like a very uncomfortable question. There you go with your feelings. It has nothing to do with that. This is business. If they ask why, I'll say straight to them, I want to see if you're currently in debt, in tax trouble, owe money to the IRS. I need to know that. Because if they are, I'm not going to do business with them, because they don't know. They don't understand how the tax laws work. How do I know? Because they're in tax trouble. See what I'm saying? It just all connects, right? Herbert Scott says, I understand his mania. This is the stuff taught in finance classes. Debt is quantified as an asset. Okay, you're saying in some cases, especially investing instead of paying it off. Exactly. Herbert, this is seriously taught in schools. You can see it. I can clearly see why people are trained that way, because they're part of the system. And again, I want to make sure this is clear to everybody. This is not a secret. It's not a conspiracy to keep people poor. It's not. All you got to do is trust mathematics. That's it. All you got to do is trust math. If you want to be rich, you know the difference between becoming wealthy and staying poor? Mathematics. All you got to do is trust math and you will win. But when you start trying to cheat, break the law, break the tax laws, break the laws, period, you're only holding yourself back, because you know why? Let me tell you something. The rich, the wealthy create the laws. Everybody knows this. The wealthy create the laws. So I want you guys to listen to something very, very closely, okay? The wealthy create the laws. Now, how are you supposed to become wealthy if you break the very laws that they're creating? Does that make any sense? That doesn't make any sense. If you want to become part of the wealthy, you're going to start doing law. You're going to be making laws, right? And then you see somebody else trying to come up to be you, but they're breaking the laws that we created. You can't do that. You can't do that. I'm telling you guys, doesn't sound like I'm saying anything fancy. Everybody knows what I'm telling you. So here's this guy. He's got think about this. He's got almost 60,000 followers, subscribers. Ill Will says, I have to watch the video of the young fellow to see what it is, what's going on. You got to watch it, Ill Wills, and then come back and rewatch this. Dark Man Jeff, what's on? What's going on, man? Hey, Izzy says, just got here. There's a link in the description of a video I'm talking about. And it's kind of cool that you come in the middle of it. This will give you a chance to go watch that video and then come back and watch. When this live is over, you'll be able to watch from a debt-free perspective. This is not talking about the young man. I only want you guys to follow him mathematically. Don't worry about who he is as a person, what he looks like, his background, his clothes, his chair. Don't pay attention to that. Only thing I want you to pay attention to is the mathematics, okay? Ill Will says, you need to put your arm around the young man and sign him up for 30 minutes consultation and let him go and then tell him, hey, check it out, and check your ego at the door. Check it out, Ill Wills. You got to listen, though. Check this out, man. He just made that video December 1st. He said all those things out in the open, even topping it off saying that his degree is in accounting. He even said that out loud in public on YouTube. You think he can even remotely hear what I'm saying right here on this channel? There is no way he can hear what I'm saying. Even though, check it out, even though he's an accountant and he understands how math works, and I can show him everything I'm saying is true with mathematics, he still won't believe me. That's how I know he's not even close to ready to hear what I'm saying. Not even close. He's going to think my age has something to do. Oh, he's 25. He's 25 years older than me. Of course, he knows what he knows. And then when people say that, Ill Will, this is what I say. Does it matter how old a person is when it comes to mathematics? If I said 5 + 5 = 10, is somebody going to say, oh, he only knows that because he's 50? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh, he only knows it's 10 because he's 50 years old and I'm only 25 years old. You would look at him like he's crazy. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? Exactly. It has nothing to do with that. Mark, good morning, or good afternoon. Oh, good morning. It's still good morning. Good morning, Mark. What's going on? Mark says, I was looking at this video of finance guy you talking about saying complex stuff. And in the back of my mind, I asked, what about your credit report? Exactly. You notice, hey, Mark, you notice he mentioned nothing about his credit report or his credit score. He didn't mention any of that. None of that. None of that. You see what I'm saying? And he's like, hey, but a student loan will affect my credit score. Yeah, it will. You know how it will? Once he walk into a bank, say like 10 years from now, he walks into a bank to try to get a home loan. You know how the bank is not going to tell him this, but he doesn't know this. He's going to walk in and say, hey, yeah, I done flipped all this money and this and that. And he's going to have 10-year-old student loans. You know what the bank is going to say to themselves? This dude kept a student loan. He went to school for 4 years, kept a student loan for 10 years. He doesn't know nothing. And then they're going to tax him accordingly. If he believes it's 3.5% down to put down on a $600,000 house, the bank is going to oblige him. Okay, cool. That's cool. Oh yeah, we'll take 3.5% down on a $600,000 house. Cool, sure, whatever. Because they're going to own that house. He's never going to own that house ever. He's never going to own it. Never, he's not. John Way says $270K in student loans, no ducks given. That's what I'm talking about, man. Just pay it off. Now people see John do that, right? And be like, oh my God, how could he do that? Because he's being real with himself. Half the people in student loan debt have not a clue of how much student loan debt they're in. Just living in la la land. Taking advice from a dude like this, talking about, hey, man, I don't pay my student loan. I don't even pay no interest because I defer him. He's not saying, you guys, I wish you guys knew what he was really saying. He doesn't know what he's saying. I promise you, he doesn't. And the hint to you, when you come back, I keep telling you, he started out borrowing money illegally. Borrowing money illegally. That's why he threw up the disclaimer. Yeah, you can't take student loan money and do it with you. I mean, they let you because you are in debt. So if you don't, like I said before earlier, he believes he's doing something different than 1.45 million other people that are in student loan debt, taking money. Think they're going to take the money, the free money they believe is free, and put it in investment. And then they're going to flip it. And then they're going to pay off the student loan debt. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. People in debt have a mentality pattern. They have a pattern. I don't care. Say for example, this dude did invest this $7,000 in some kind of mystery investment, right? And it flipped and it flipped and it flipped and he made 100,000 in 1 year, right? And he only owned 20. I guarantee you, he still wouldn't pay off his student loan debt. You know why? Because this is what he's going to think. Oh man, if I did this, I'll reinvest that $100,000 and flip it again, and then I'll pay it off. And then they'll just keep doing it. But in the meantime, they're financing more stuff. They're financing a bigger car. They're financing a bigger house, not even realizing they're staying in the exact same position. That's why it doesn't matter the amount of money they make. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He's already telling me what he's doing right now at this low level. You think it's going to change because he's going to make more money? No, it's not. Right from the beginning, he had no idea that it's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. That's mathematically impossible. Way to go, Wayne, man. Hey, be real with yourself. Be one of the people, even though you got a lot of student loan debt, check it out. Be one of the people that actually know the amount of student loan debt they have. Be proud of that. I know it sounds crazy, but it's not. I guarantee you, John, if you ask any of your family, friends, hey, you know how much student loan debt you got? I guarantee you none of them will know. They won't even care. I don't know, whatever. It's one of those forever loans. Be happy that you know. Now it's burned into your skull. I'm not saying now or you're not doing anything now, but that kind of number, I would do anything to pay that off. Oh man, no, I wouldn't listen to nobody. I wouldn't care who's going on vacations. I wouldn't care if I wasn't coming to the party. I wouldn't care if I couldn't be part of somebody's wedding. I would not care. I'm in debt. Ill Will says, I'm laughing at my desk, Linnell. I'm holding in my ribs hurting. Your facial expressions, man. Shaking my head. You're a killer. Because I'm serious, man. I want this S&D family. I'm telling you guys, I want you guys, if you guys in this room understand the only difference between the wealthy and the broke is mathematics. That's it. All you got to do is trust math and you will be rich. That is it. That's the answer. Had I known this at age 18, You guys have, oh man, my whole life would have been different. My whole entire life would have been totally different. You know how many videos I go through on YouTube right now, you guys? When you speak debt free, you could I watch a lot of financial videos. You guys have no idea how many people out there are telling you guys bull crap. You guys have no idea. You have no idea how many people out there are giving you financial advice while having $200,000 and $300,000 in student loan debt that are older than their children, and they're giving you financial advice. Oh, you guys don't know, man. This guy right here is a perfect example. Now, again, he gets a little slack because he's under 25. Okay, he's brand new to Earth. You know, brand new. And since the majority of people in debt, the way he's speaking, he's only been getting advice from people in debt. He's a kid. He's probably being fooled by the person's stuff, their house, their car, their presidential Rolex watch, their Gucci shoes. Excuse me. But when you're young, you think, oh, that person got money. Look at that expensive stuff. No, that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. And I'm telling you guys right now, all you got to do is math. He starts out in the very beginning of the video at negative $7,000. That means all the mathematics down the whole video that he was telling you about are irrelevant because he started in the negative. The whole mathematical equation doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense what he's saying because he started in the negative. Doesn't that just make sense to you? That makes total sense to me. I'm just looking at him like, okay, he did something illegal. Okay, now he's going to have tax trouble later on because he's got to claim where he got that money, but he's not going to be able to explain it. So he's going to have to do some kind of tax evasion problem. Because he's going to think like the rest of them. Oh, I'm not that big. I'm small. They won't know. This the same mentality they all speak in the debt matrix. They all think they're doing something different. But when you just clearly Google the numbers, everybody's in trillions of debt. Why do they believe they think that? Because they think about money individually instead of collectively. When you get out of debt, you realize you stop thinking about money individually and you think about money collectively, because none of this would work if we didn't agree that money buys and we buy and trade things. If it didn't work, it wouldn't even be worth anything, right? Mustafa says many vids are just about financing cars and houses. Exactly. How to stay in debt, Mustafa. That's all. Now, when you get out of debt, right? You pay attention to what they're doing, Mustafa. All the big boys, see how they're doing it? They're just talking about financing cars and that's business, okay? Now, those videos that talk about financing cars and hey, this is business. Ain't none of my business what they're doing, how they're telling people to do it, whatever, right? But if somebody sends me a video and say, hey, Linnell, can you look at this video and tell me if this guy's telling me the truth or not? I sure can. Any video you guys send to me, right? And say, hey, man, this guy's explaining this. Is he lying or telling the truth? Send it to me. I'll tell you if he's lying or telling the truth. How will I do that? I'll justify with mathematics, and I'll show you how I'm justifying it, just like I'm justifying this dude's video. I'm showing you guys. The reason why the title appeals to you because you're in that boat, you're in debt. So you think if this guy might have a way and escape out from paying them or something, everybody's attracted to that. So you're going to kind of listen to him because you're going to believe he's saying and doing everything he's doing. I guarantee you this, all I got to do is take one look at his full entire credit report and tell you that he's lying. And if he ever watches this video, I hope he watches and be like, and not get mad at what I'm saying and say, hey man, I don't like what he's saying, but is his mathematics right? Yeah, his math is right. Then why am I mad? I'm mad that his math is right? That doesn't even make any sense. Oh yeah, Hyphy says, and I bet so many comments on this video praise him like he's some amazing guru investor. Exactly. Go read the comments. Go read the comments. People are like, oh my God, what you do? Oh man, dude, you are so smart, this and that. No, he's not. You know why they're saying, the comments? Because they're not using math either. If they just use math and clearly watch the beginning of the video, what he did, they were like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Exactly. It doesn't make any mathematical sense what he's saying. But the comments down there are like, oh my God, dude, you're so smart, man. Will you slow down? Yeah, you can't keep up with it because he's throwing in a lot of gook of interest rates and mortgage rates and this and that rates, the student loan rates better than credit card. He's throwing all that garbage in there. And if he started out negative $7,000, all those numbers he's talking about are negative numbers. You cannot invest negative dollars into anything. John Wayne says, what do you think of Dave Ramsey? Dave Ramsey is my mentor. That is the man that helped me get out of debt. Without him on the line, I would have never known how to get out of debt. I would have never known because I didn't know I was in debt. I thought living in debt was normal. I did. I thought it was normal. And then one day something, I can't explain this to you guys, but something came to me one day when I was out in my car and I was like, this can't be it. There's no way life. This is what I said to myself, you guys. I was in my car. If somebody would have walked by and saw me, they would have thought I was crazy. I was like, there is no way life ends with just me getting up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home, get up, go to work, go home, get up. And I do that all the way till I'm 65. And then I live my life the way I want to live it. I said, there's no way it's like that. There's no way. I can't believe it. There's no way. That's exactly what I said to myself. I said, there is no way that's true. How do I know it's not true? Because there's people out in the world that are not living their lives like that. The Jeff Bezos, the Bill Gates, and all the other millionaires, you don't even know their names. And all the other people that are richer than Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. There's people out there that are richer than them. You just don't know their names. But when you get to that level, I swear to God, you're not even thinking about money. You're not even thinking about it. You just now know how to hire the right people to manage your money. There's no mistaking on how to pick the right people. And I'm going to tell you how to do it. You ask to see their personal credit report. That will tell you how they're doing. Why? Because they'll never be able to change it. They cannot change it. They would have to change their social security number to change that. And they can't. The likelihood of you getting that changed, your social security number changed, and so good luck with that one. And people in the debt matrix, they have no idea what's keeping them there. So their credit report is never going to lie. They will have when you ask for a person's credit report, the average person is going to think you're talking about their credit score. No, I'm not talking about their credit score. I'm talking about their entire credit report. All three. Anybody that gives me financial advice or I'm thinking about taking it, that's part of the requirements. I need to see your personal credit report. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. The answer is no. The answer is no. Then we ain't doing business. I know how to become a millionaire. And I know how to pick the right people now. I know exactly how to pick the right people. I know my path. I already know how to become a millionaire. When I even think about the word millionaire, that's nothing. Million, that's nothing. That's nothing. When there's billions to be made, and that's just words. I'm just throwing out words. I guess that's part of the ego, try to impress you guys that if I just say that word, it's like, ooh, he's going to be a million. That's just words, really. Money's money. It's just money. I mean, you look in the bank, oh, I got a lot of it. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? You don't really, ooh, man, because you see it. What are you going to do? Go tell somebody, hey, man, I got $1 million in the bank. You're not going to tell anybody that. You guys just jumping in the room, man. Hit that like button. Go check out the video and the link in the description. I want you to go check out these videos that I watch almost every day, man. The ones I can tolerate. But I want you guys to go watch the video on your own first, then come back to watch the beginning of this video. Because I pointed out the timelines in each video of which point I'm talking about, right? And then I want you to go back and rewatch the video and then say, oh, I didn't hear that. I want you guys to hear what you hear when you're in the debt matrix and hear what it sounds like outside the debt matrix. And if you guys watch the video, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me right now, okay? I want you guys, I'm telling you guys, I want you guys to become, I want to get you guys, I want to help you get out of the conditioned mind of the 40-hour work week. You know, if you've grown up in it just like I did, you grow up and you don't even question it. I never questioned who made up 40-hour work weeks. Why is overtime anything over 40 hours? Why is that overtime? What is that? You know, why not 35.6 hours? Why is it 40? You know, or why do I only get 2 weeks a year? You know, and yes, I earn that vacation. I earn it, but I might or might not get the days I want to get off because I have to ask. I have to ask to use the days I've earned and hope they become approved to use on the days that I wish to be on vacation. Ain't that crazy? That doesn't even make any sense. You can't just pick the days that you want to go on vacation. They got to be approved. I get so mad at myself, man. I get so mad at myself when I think about these things that were so easy to see. They were so easy to see, but yet I just didn't even say it. You IT people, man. IT is in high demand, right? But when you get up into the 6 digits, right, man, and you're so busy trying to show the world that you make 6 digits by financing everything under the sun. Let me tell you something. That is the very reason why you are now getting calls when you're not on call. That's why you're accepting all kind of emails and text messages after hours on your own phone, because that's why they pay for your phone, so they can have 24-hour access to your life legally. Okay. It's not because they like you or not because they're a big business. It's just so they can legally have access to your life 24 hours a day. And it's just business. I mean, it's just business. Because I never forget. I remember one time I was at work. And I'll never forget this. This is why you have flash moments, okay? And you don't know why you have flash moments. You know, there's things through your life that you remember out of nowhere, right? You remember out of nowhere, but you don't know why you remember them. This is one of those moments, okay? I remember I was at work and I was talking to this coworker and I was like, "Hey, man, you got the job paying part of your phone bill, if not all of it?" You know what he says? He turned to me. You should have saw his face the way he turned to me. He said, "Oh, hell no." I was like, "What?" You know, first of all, I was thrown because of the face he made. Number one, I was like, why is he wrinkling up his face like that? And then number two, he's like, nah, I'll pay for my own. I was like, you are giving away free money? He's like, nah, I'll pay my own phone bill. And he said, I got a separate phone for work. I was like, dang, you're just throwing away money. No, he knew something I didn't know. He knew once he left at 5 o'clock and he wasn't on call, he could just leave that phone at work. There would be no need to bring it. Why? Because you're not at work. They hired you and said, hey, check it out. When you're going to do this, you're going to work here for this salary. And then during 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, you're going to be on call 24 hours a day for that week. And then after that, you're just going to rotate, blah, 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 right? They tell you all that. But yet they're still calling you even when you're not on call. I remember those freaking days. I remember those. I remember waking up in the middle of the night, something deep inside of me. I remember something deep inside of me like, this is not right. Man, I can't believe this is not right. And then I had to get up and be at work at 8 o'clock. So say like I got a call when I wasn't on call, it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And then I normally get to work about 8:30. They were still expecting me to be at work at 8:30 at being called when I'm not on call at 3 a.m. Are you crazy? Oh my God, I can't believe I let that get away with that. You know how many years I let them get away with that? I could have doubled my freaking salary had I known that, had I paid attention to that. I could have doubled my salary because they were calling me because they needed me. You know, and I took that wrong, you guys. I took that wrong. I took it like I was really good at the virtualization thing, what I did. So they were calling me like this. Linnell, we need you to fix this, because they knew they could come to me to get it fixed, but they wasn't freaking paying me for it. Now, if I would have just looked at it and stand thinking, oh yeah, I'm being a team player. Yeah, I'm being part of the thing. Yeah, I'm being a team player. So I'm going to get in there and do. Team player means work for free, slave. That's what that means, IT people. It means work for free, you slave. Had I turned that around, I would have been like, oh, you guys want to call me like that because I'm that good? Oh yeah, you're going to have to double my salary. And then I'll accept that kind of behavior. But unless that, I would have got a separate phone. Unless that, I would have got a separate phone, left that bad boy at work at 5 o'clock. There would have been no way for them to call me. No. I don't care, emergency, anything. We got to put that in my contract. This is business. I remember we used to always get, if the system went like down, right, it was all hands on deck, all hands, everybody, no matter what you were doing, you had to stop whatever you were doing and get on this phone call. You know what I should have did? I should have went back and reread my contract and see if that was part of it. Because what that's basically saying is this: we own you anytime we want. Anytime we call, you better pick up that phone. If you're off vacation, it doesn't matter. All hands on deck. I would have said, how much are you paying me for that? How much are you paying me for 24-hour access to my life? How much are you paying? How much is that worth to you? I mean, right now, the way I am now, nobody in the world would have 24-hour access to my life. I don't care how much money you're paying me, but I was allowing that for $110,000 a year. And that's not even minus taxes. That's gross. Okay. So I was really accepting that type of business behavior for less than that. IT people, I hope you're hearing me. I know this is way off the subject, but I want you guys to understand. So if look at your 6-figure salary, right? And you working all this after hours work for free, answering emails when you're not supposed to. If you're off work and you're answering the email, you're doing it for free. That's business. You minus the taxes out of your check. And then you go ahead and throw in, maybe making some car payments. Maybe you got some student loan payments. Maybe you got some credit card payments. What else? Cell phone bill payments. And I say cell phone bill plus the financing of the phone, those kind of payments. Now, if you remove all the interest you're paying and all the taxes you've paid on that money and leave with the money that's left that you have right there, and then you divide it up by 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, that will tell you how much money you're really making in a year. I guarantee you it's slave wages, and it's caused by you. It's just caused by you, because IT people make some good money, man. You could be a millionaire within 5-10 years, easy, if you just stay out of debt. But too many IT people, just like me, want to show the world that I'm making 6 figures. No, you're doing it wrong. If this is you and you're doing, I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? IT people, all right. Every one of us are logical thinkers, okay? Because we have to use numbers to calculate. You know, TCP/IP, the LAN that goes into the switch, and then that's the fiber channel, then that's the server, and everything connects, right? There's a protocol that everything talks on. So it's just logical, right? If you just apply math to your finances, you'll see everything I'm talking about. It'll connect just like a LAN. WAN, globally, one protocol, go through all devices, fiber channel, switches, Cisco, wouldn't matter the OS, everything would cross work just the same way, mathematics. I can see you, if this is you, IT person, I can see you that you're up in your eyeballs in debt. I know the people outside of you think because you're a doctor, engineer, lawyer, that they automatically assume that you have money. They automatically assume, but check it out. I can see you that you're drowning. There's no way you can tell how I'll know, but I can tell you how I'll know. I know you're thinking, how can he tell by just looking at me? How can he tell by just the way I talk? I'm telling you that I can, and I'll tell you how I will know. All I gotta do is look at your personal credit report, and they'll tell me. And if you don't know, you can go look at your credit report. You're probably gonna go look at your credit score. I'm not talking about credit score. I'm talking about your entire credit report. And now you're gonna go and look at your credit report and start looking on that and thinking, how will he know by looking at it? You still won't know until I tell you. All you got to do is go to my Facebook / Debt Ain't My Daddy. Go to my webpage. Go there. I post my entire credit report up there. And then once you go see it, I want you to say to yourself, how come nobody else does this? How come everybody else just shows their credit score and not their entire credit report? I want you to ask yourself, why is that? Doesn't that seem weird to you? How come I do it so openly, like just nonchalant? I don't care. You can take a look at it. How come I do that and nobody else will? That's a sign. There's a reason. People don't want to show you how much debt they're in. They don't want you to see it. Back to the IT people. You're making all this stuff connect, right? You know how to fix all this stuff across global lands, local lands, all that. You know exactly what to do, but you can't do the same on your own money. And there's only one protocol, math. There's not multiple protocols, just one protocol, mathematics. Once you apply mathematics to your finances, guess what? You will never, ever allow what you're allowing right now. Working off the clock, emails, got to finish stuff up. You will never, ever, ever allow any of that, especially phone calls. When you're not on call, you will never, ever accept another call. I don't care what condition it is in. Because you will ask those questions up front. Hey, yeah, I'm going to work here, but what do you guys expect? Do you guys expect calls to be called to answers even when I'm not on call? What about a server down situation? Do you expect all hands on deck without any question, no matter what you're doing? Do you guys expect that? Yeah. Okay. Well, hey, you're going to double my salary for that. Especially if you're good at what you do. Oh yeah, you demand your salary. You just say, this is what I'm getting paid. Hey, well, we got a sliding scale. This thing, you just say, yeah, put me at the top. Oh, we usually start people here. I know what you usually do, but you're just going to start me here. Doesn't that sound crazy? People just nervous. They're walking in. If you're nervous walking into a job, especially a job that you really don't want, you just got to do it for the money, and you're crossing your fingers and hoping you get it. You are in debt. You're crossing your fingers hoping to get a job you don't even want. You're in debt. And then you combine that with young dudes like in this video. He gets a pass, okay? He gets a pass because he's young. He's new to earth. He doesn't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what he's saying. He has not a clue what he's saying. How do I know this? Because he wouldn't be saying these type of things out loud in public for everybody on his channel to see. All 60,000 of his subscribers are watching that video. All you got to do is look at the comments. They don't understand either. The majority of the comments under that video have not a clue either, or else they would understand too. They would be like, wait, his math is all wrong. What do you mean? He's not saying anything correct. Exactly. He's not saying anything correct. Everything's wrong mathematically. And if he knew this, he wouldn't have made that video. that video would not exist. You would never catch me making a video like that, ever. I would never accidentally say the things he's saying out in public openly. I would never do that. You guys, have any of you guys went over there and watched it? How many have watched the whole video? He made that video on December 1st, too. Woo! Ooh, ooh, ooh. Dang, that's crazy, man. Crazy, crazy. You guys kind of quiet. I don't know if it's catching up. Is it catching up? Let me see. I got to go over here and see if it's going to show live. What's going on here? Guess not. Okay. No, I guess it's not up yet. Okay. Oh, no, let's go to that live right there. There we go. Nope, didn't go there. What do you mean? I can't play it? Oh, there we go. Nope, not even there. Wow. Okay. All right. Anyway. I don't know why this is so difficult to find. And Nicer says, I got as far as maybe 30 seconds and had to close the vid. Oh man, it's that video was very, very hard to watch. That was very hard to watch. That was so hard to watch. And again, he has 60,000, almost 60,000 followers. God, that is just so crazy. And you look at my channel, I got just barely over 1,000. But I'm not hating on that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating. I'm not hating on him. You know, it's not. It's just this world, man. Once you get out of debt, do you realize that once you come on the other side, and you just use mathematics, you will clearly see how easy it is to become a multimillionaire. You know, you'll understand you don't need to break any laws. You don't need to cheat on your taxes. You don't need to scam anybody. You don't need to take advantage of people. You don't need to do any of that. It's easy. Life is not expensive. You know, the best part of this business I've created is that I'm helping people. You know, and you can see, you can actually see and feel. I can actually feel what I do for people. I actually can feel what I do for people. It's crazy. Wait, I'm typing something here, you guys. It's just an amazing feeling to be able to help people. You know, it feels great. I love what I do, man. And if you guys find removing debt, I know this is kind of off, but I want to just share with you guys. Removing debt from my life opened a passion for me, because I didn't realize how much debt was blinding me, keeping me back from what I wanted to do. Man, you guys just have no idea how You could see all the fakers. You could see all the people that are pretending to have money, right? You could see all the people pretending to have money. And it is so funny. It is so funny. You're going to be surprised when you come out of the debt matrix and you be thinking, man, I thought that dude had so much money. I thought she was rich. I thought since she was a doctor, she had all this stuff. No, no, no. Nope. I put that link up there. If anybody want to jump in here, you can. You guys can ask any questions. Any questions at all? I'm trying to switch it up too, and I need to ask you guys something too. What would you like to see more of me? Would you like to see more of me comment on videos, doing videos with my girlfriend when we talk about different subjects? What is it more of what you guys want to see? More of what you want me to explain? I need you guys' help because I want to keep this hot, changing up, because I don't want you to get bored. Math will get boring, right? If I do the same thing over and over again. But what do you guys want to see? You know, what you guys want me to talk about? I'm trying to get on as many panels as I can, but I don't really get too many invites for some reason. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever, you know, or shows, because I don't really fit into a lot of shows, you know, especially the topic of some shows. I don't fit into that demographic because I'm just talking about money. You know, that's all I want to talk about. So you guys let me know what you guys want to see, you know, what is it more of? That is cool. I like that little ticker. That's kind of cool. All right, let's see. Arthur, I want to see you doing video of credit. Arthur, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that question. What do you mean doing a video of credit? Nicer says, I already knew LJ's channel was the real deal, but the other day when you had your lady on it, got a whole lot realer because of how many couples are open and candid like that. Oh, you know what? You're right. You're right about that, Nicer. There's not many couples that are open and candid especially about money. You know, even couples hide their money from each other. So I like that. That's a good topic. I'm gonna run that past her. Snuggle says, I would like some classes and videos with you and your girlfriend talk about love and finance. Okay. You know what, Snuggles? We're going to do a couple of more of these videos together, and then we're going to see where it could possibly go to. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how people like when we talk, and then if the videos grow, and then we'll turn it into something else. OG Syrup says, financial advice from someone just coming out of bankruptcy. I want to invest in the stock market and real estate within the next 2 years. Well, it counts on what bankruptcy did you get, OG? Did you get 7 or did you get chapter 13? Tell me that first. Mark says, bring your girl on more. It was needed. Okay, cool. Best version motivation says, break down the videos, but play them and comment. Oh, okay. Okay. So that'll be better to kind of watch them as they play. Okay. All right. That's cool. Oh, and comment during it. Okay. I want to make sure that. All right. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna find another video and I'm gonna do just that. I'm gonna bring it on and then we're gonna run through it and comment as I'm talking about, so I can pause it, put it up, go. Yeah, that'll be better. You guys can see my immediate reaction because my notes are not saying what I'm saying as I'm watching the video. Mark says tax liens too would be great. Oh, okay. I need to know more about them too. So I'll start looking up information on tax liens and just share it with you guys, because right now I don't know anything about tax liens. And honestly, do I need to know about tax liens? No, I just need to pick the right tax person that knows about tax liens. See, because I try not to overburden your things too much, because all you need to really know is mathematics, right? But if you want to get deeper into understanding it, great, whatever. But I teach you how to hire the right person to that's going to do the tax liens, because you're gonna know what you want. You'd be like, hey, I want some tax liens house. What's the best way to get it? Okay, and the tax person's gonna say, okay, this is how you do it, or lawyer or whoever, right? You're just not a pick. Quentin says, I was speaking to a young lady about 2 months ago. She was $85,000 in debt. Okay, she had no plan on how she was going to pay it off, so I had to cut her off. Yeah, she's got to really know that she's in debt. So Quentin, so somebody like that, you will know right away if they're just complaining about it or they're ready to do something about it, right? And if you said you walked away or cut her off, she probably sounded like she was just complaining about it. Okay, OG Syrup says, I'm currently in chapter 13, but switching over to a chapter 7 next year. Oh, I didn't know you can do that. Okay. First of all, I suggest the chapter. If you're talking about a chapter 7, yeah, you got to wait till you get chapter 7. All right. So if you get a chapter 7 and they wipe out every single thing, and when you say everything, are you saying, OG, do you have student loans? I guess that's the next question. Do you have student loans? Currently have them right now? Snuggle says, I think the young man was trying to get you to do a class on how taxes actually work and what it's for. I think the young man was trying to get you to do a class on. Well, again, I just talk the basics. I don't want you guys thinking that I know about taxes. I don't know about taxes. I just know how to use to teach you how to do taxes, how to save phantom income from taxes, right? But if you want tax advice, you go pick a tax professional. I am not a tax professional, but I do know how to save money within using taxes, saving on taxes as phantom income. But in order for you guys to even understand that, you must be out of debt, because other than that, it's mathematically impossible for you to do or even to see, okay? Any other questions, you guys? What else you guys want to see? Okay, like I said, I got the shirts. I'm talking to a guy right now. I'm gonna get about 24 shirts made up so far just to do a trial run. I'm gonna let you guys know when they're done and when they actually make it here, and go from there and let you guys know the prices, because I'm dying to hear the response of when you guys get out there. OG Syrup says, no student loans, but I did get hit with a $20K of back child support this year. Okay, well, all right. So that's good information. Thank you for telling me, OG. Okay, so right now, once you get chapter 7, okay, because you can't write off child support, back child support. So you don't invest in anything at all after bankruptcy until that $20,000 is paid off. So once you get chapter 7 bankruptcy, that means all your other bills are gone, everything. So now all your checks can go to paying back that back child support. That's the only investment you should worry about after you get chapter 7. Okay? Because all you got to do is how to determine if you're ready to invest. This is all you got to do. Add up all your savings and then add up all your debt. And then savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. So once you get approved for chapter 7, everything's going to be gone except your back child support. Okay? So right at that moment, right when you get to chapter 7, guess how much you're going to be worth? Negative $20,000. Negative $20,000. You get a chapter 7, your net worth will now be negative $20,000. Once you do that, you'll be free. Okay? That's the only invest in you, OG. Invest in you. The architect, how are you doing? The architect says, how are you doing, Mr. Young? Very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. OG Syrups. Oh, man, that OG and then the S coming right after. It just, sure. OG Syrup sounds like a plan. Thank you. You're welcome. The architect says, I have a question for you for a friend because I really don't know how to answer him. Okay, what's the question? Any question, personal finances, I'm ready for you because I always answer mathematically, always. People might not like the mathematical answer, but guess what? Math doesn't take any person's feelings under consideration. Math doesn't care how you feel about it. Okay, it just says, hey, 1 + 1 = 2. I don't care if you're mad or happy or sad about it. It just equals 2. Okay. All right. The architect says he has $19,000 in school loans. Should he borrow against his 401k to pay them off? No, nada, no, though. No, sir. No. Only people in debt borrow against their 401k. Only people in debt borrow against their 401k. Okay. I know it sounds like the reason why people in debt believe it's an attractive option because they don't realize what they'll be paying by borrowing that money. I know on the outset it says no credit checks. Well, of course there's no credit checks. It's nobody's money but yours. Why would they check anybody's credit? It's your money. Doesn't make any sense. It makes you understand. It makes you realize, why do you even put that there? No credit checks. Of course not. No credit check. It's my money. You know what I'm saying? But it sounds good to people in debt, right? And then it says, oh, you pay yourself back with interest. No, you don't. Yeah, you pay yourself back, but you're going to be paying more on the other side. You're being taxed twice. Okay. Because when you deposit in a 401k, it's before tax money. But when it's time to pay back the loan, you only can pay it back with after tax money, your money that has already been taxed once. So when you're paying it back with after tax money, so you're paying a tax on it. And then when you pull out that same amount of retirement age, guess what? You're getting taxed on that same amount again. That's double tax. And then some businesses, once they have loans out, they're not allowed to contribute to their retirement. So now they're not making any money. It's not growing anymore. They're getting taxed so many times. Then there's administrative fees for doing it. No, don't ever do that. Tell him that he has to buckle down and pay that $19,000 off with money from work. Nicer says, this guy, the architect out of the Matrix. Just kidding. No, this guy, no, he's asking for somebody. He's asking for a friend, right? And he needs to find out what's preventing him from paying the $19,000. And by that question alone, the architect, guess what? By that question alone, that tells me your friend is in debt. Because if he says, because what he's basically saying is this: I need to borrow some money to pay off a debt. If a person has to borrow money to pay off debt, that means they're still in debt. They just shifted money. See what I'm saying? They didn't pay anything. They just, hey, I'm gonna borrow the money from over there to pay off this debt. Now instead of owing that person, I owe this person. They're still in debt. I guess they just don't feel like they are. I'm not quite sure, He wanted to pay off it in a lump sum. Nope, don't do it. Nope. Don't do it. Just tell him to work and pay it off. Tell him to use the money from his checks. Tell him to use the money from his paychecks to pay that $19,000 off. Tell him don't do that, because people don't realize also when you borrow against your 401k, say like something happens, because people take out, you can borrow up to like 5 years from your student, and I know there's a minimum that you can borrow from your 401k, right? A lot of people don't understand that when you borrow from your 401k, it tells you that you're in financial trouble. And then if you decide to leave your job or something, get laid off, guess what? That amount that you borrowed is automatically due. It's going to be due, right? It's going to be due. And then if you don't have the money, which you won't have, because that's why you had to think about it. You won't have it because that's the very reason why you had to borrow it, because you didn't have it. So if you get fired or laid off, that money's going to become due. If you're not going to be, if you can't pay it back, guess what? They're going to add it to your annual income, and then you're going to have a 10% penalty for borrowing early. It's going to kill you. Now, I'm not knocking your friend, architect, because I did it. I did it when I was in the debt matrix. And I will never forget this. Hey, the architect, check it out. I remember I did the exact same thing he's doing, right? I pulled out money. I did something with my 401k, right? And when it was tax time, I went to go see my tax lady, and she saw that I pulled that money out. I wish to God I could show you guys the look she gave me. She looked at me like, "You did what?" I was like, "Yeah, I pulled the money out." She was like, "Oh." But she didn't explain why she was looking like that. I was like, "Why are you looking like that?" You know, because I didn't know. I just thought, okay, I'm a pay a penalty for pulling the money. Oh no, it's much bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. Way bigger. Way bigger. Way bigger. Woo. The architect, he's like most people. He wants quick, but yeah, he wants it quick. He wants a quick out, exactly. But it's not. He's not. If he has to borrow money to pay it off, he's not getting out of anywhere. He's just shifting the money. He filled up one hole and dug another. That's all he did. He's not. The dirt's not going to fill both holes, you know. Architect says, "What can you do? He's still my boy." You know what you can do? Stop talking to him about it. Hey, yeah, I went and talked to this dude I watch on YouTube, man. He said, yeah, don't do it. And then go from there. If he still does it, you go, okay, whatever. Because he can't see it. If you have to borrow the money to pay off another debt, that means you're in debt because you don't have the money to pay off the debt yourself. That's a good question, architect. Appreciate it. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, I can do that one too. Okay. Oh, that's food. Okay. It's this new feature on. I like it. All right. Where am I at here? Okay, let's see here. So architect says it took me 4 years to pay off my $35,000 student loan. Exactly, man. Hey, man, you did it though. It didn't, it really doesn't matter how long it took, man. Doesn't it just feel good that it's gone? I mean, that's when I paid my student loan off, man, that felt like, oh my God. Oh man, all those emails. Sometimes I had a special folder for my student loan emails and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll go back and look and I'll see how many's in there. I'll be like, damn, I paid on that student loan that long. Oh, you know what? I kept my student loan for 10 years, man. And I think sometimes, you know what I could have did with 10 years worth of money like that? If I would have put that same 10 years and just into just a savings account, forget it. Forget all the other complicated, invest this, grow that, forget all that right now. Just to put that much money each month in my account. Damn. I kept my student loan for 10 years before I paid it off. Beauty Jock, welcome. Oh, you did? You read the architect says I read Dave Ramsey's book. Okay. I've never really read any of his books. Never read any of his books. But I'm not really. I'm not into his philosophies as far as religion and money and tithing and all that other stuff. I mean, that's his channel stuff, whatever, right? I'm just there strictly for the mathematics. That's it, nothing else. And all his math made sense. Good morning, Beauty Jock. The architect says it sucked, but damn, it's worth it. You're right. It sucked, man. Oh, it sucked giving up that much money every time to pay that student loan debt off. But hey, think about it. Remember when you send that last check, that last amount where it was it? You probably did just like me, went to the website, hit refresh 50,000 times just to see it go to zero. I mean, the money was going to be there and eventually it was going to hit zero. But it was something about I wanted to see zero when I logged into that account. Oh my God, I wanted to see that. And then once I hit that refresh button, I went over there and saw it was at zero. I was like, oh, that feels good. Don't even send me a reminder message. Don't send me anything. Anything. Beauty Jock says, as LJ may remember, I paid off my student loans this fall. Took me 16 years, no longer part of that $1 trillion national debt. Exactly. And be proud to say that, Beauty Jock, 16 years. That's more for you, Beauty Jock. You know, it's for you to look at it and say, damn, 16 years. You know what I'm saying? But now, just like you said, you are no longer part of that $1 trillion nightmare. Woo! You probably barely even pay attention to it. I only pay attention to it now because I just do this video. I mean, I do this channel, right? But outside of that, it'd be like, oh, you know, you probably don't even hear about the student loan politics. Hey, we're going to clear the student loan. You probably don't even pay attention to that nonsense anymore. It's irrelevant. That only matters to people in student loan debt. Thank you, Quentin. Don't forget to like and share, people. The architect says, that's where I learned the debt snowball. That's all I cared about. Exactly. Me too. That's where I learned the debt snowball. Dave Ramsey helped me. I just was like, you know, people get irritated about the religion. I said, if that's what he likes to do, that's what he believes. If he believes money has something to do with religion, that's him. That's nothing to do. Who am I to say, hey, man, that has nothing to, hey, man, I'm just here for the math. That's it. I don't care about anything else. You know, so if it wasn't for him, I would have known I was in debt. That's just the craziest thing to say, but I thought debt was normal. I thought everybody had student loans. I thought everybody called them forever loans. I thought it was normal for people to borrow student loan money and use it on other stuff. I just thought it was, I mean, I personally never did that. I was like, I always thought to myself, I was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to borrow the student loan money and not spend it on school. You know, it just didn't make any sense to me. So I never did that. But again, I'm not smart because I kept my student loan for 10 years and went to school for 3 or 4. See what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. Right there should have told me, hey, Linnell, your math is wrong. Beauty Jock says, I check the website every day for that zero balance. Sure did. I did the exact same thing. I was coming up, click, refresh. They was taking their time too. Oh, they was taking their time to apply that money to the student loan debt. They was trying to get every single penny of interest before they had to claim zero. You know what I'm saying? Once I saw that zero, I was like, ooh, that looks good. Oh, I never looked at a zero so beautifully. You guys got any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions, you guys? Okay, we're hour and 30 in here. Let's see. NC Briggs says, I'm waiting to the beginning of the year and signing up for your program. We already talked. I'm so ready. Man, I can't wait till you do it. I'm ready for you too, man. I do have a question though. Why are you waiting to the beginning of the year? Is that just a date that you set for yourself, or are you gonna something from, I mean, it's only a few weeks away, but I was just curious. An architect said, I saw that zero and shed a tear. No lie. You better believe it, man. I was crying with happiness, the architect. Shit, a tear. Tears. Man, tears. Oh my God. When I refreshed that thing and it said zero, I was like, ooh, wee. But check it out. Ain't this is the funny part. Hey, Beauty Jock, architect, ain't this the funny part? There's nobody you could go celebrate that with, right? There was nobody you could pick up the phone and call and say, hey, man, check it out. I just paid off my student loans, man. Let's go party. There was nobody you could call, right? You had to go look in the mirror and be happy to yourself because everybody you would tell be jealous of you. You had nobody to be happy with except yourself. Quentin says, how long did it take you to pay off your student loans? 10 years? 10 years. That's how long it took, Quentin. 10 freaking years. Man, 10 whole years. 10 years. Sure did. Sure did. Woo! You know how much, man. You guys don't dare add it up. Architect, beauty jock, don't go back and add it up. Do not go back and add it up. I absolutely refuse to do that. 10 years of student loan debt, I absolutely refuse to. Because I know for a fact, year after year, every now and then when I finally opened up one of the statements and looked at the balance, every now and then I would take a peek. And I clearly saw that balance wasn't moving. I remember that specifically. I remember clearly seeing that balance was not moving. That alone should have woke me up and said, wait a freaking minute, that doesn't make sense, but it still didn't. NC Briggs says, I'm sad to say I went a little crazy for Christmas. Yeah, I figured that, NC Briggs. That's why I was curious. And I want you to understand something, NC Briggs. You're not alone. 85% of Americans do and say what you just said. 85% of Americans do it. If you go out, and I'm not picking on you, NC Briggs, I'm just pointing out something so you just know this, okay? This is why when you're out of the debt matrix, people that do things like that are so easy to spot because they just do it because they just do it. I don't know why they do it. If you go out right now during holiday shopping, you will see parking lots packed, stores packed. You would swear there's nobody in debt in the world. Everybody's getting ready for Christmas. You would swear nobody's in debt. Exactly. It's an illusion. That's all an illusion. And people get wrapped up in it. They get all wrapped up in it, thinking, hey, this is what we do. Christmas time's here. We got to get gifts. Yeah, okay, whatever. The architect said, I didn't want to talk to no one. Check it out. The architect, listen, something that is so big, listen, because that's huge, right? That is so big, and there's nobody to celebrate it with you. Ain't that messed up? That is messed up, ain't it? There was nobody I could celebrate. Hey, man, let's go out and have a drink. Why? I just paid off my student loan. They'd be like, what? I ain't going out with you. Woo, man. That is so funny. NC Briggs says, how long did it take you once you woke up? I started waking up around 41, 42, something like that. Somewhere in there. That's when I said that to myself in the car. And then I still remember I didn't know I was in debt. Then I found Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, just apply mathematics to your debt and you'll win. And that's what I did. And then once I was there, it was on from there. That was it. So once I woke up, I think it took me about a year to start about a year. And then it took me about 2 years to get out of debt. First, you got to wake up. Once you wake up, and then you do whatever it takes to pay it off. So it took me about 2 years to pay off my debt. And then once I was out of, and then once I start paying off my debt, you wake up along the way as you're paying debt off. Okay. So it's not like it happens right when you pay off the last penny, right? When you're paying off debt, you see it happening, and then you start to see other things that you normally didn't see. And then by the time you get here, once you get out to debt and get to zero, now you pretty much say you are a brand new baby in diapers in the new financial world. Once I got to zero, now I had Pampers on. I had financial diapers on. And I was still pooping on myself. I was still pooping on myself a little bit, even though I was at zero. I was still having a couple of accidents. That's why I had a diaper on, right? Then once I realized what I was doing, then I could take the diaper off. Now I don't have any diaper. I'd say if I could put an age onto it in the debt-free world, I'd say I'm around 11. I'm around 11 years old outside the debt matrix. Okay. Beauty Jock said, I celebrated with my hubby, mom, and sisters. Fortunately. Okay. So they obviously understood what that meant. Okay. All right, cool. At least you got to celebrate with somebody, you know? The architect said, when I became debt free, damn Damn, where those credit card offers coming in left and right. Okay. I know, right? They come in like crazy. They're like, come on, man, come get back in debt. Come back to us. Come back to us. You're like, are you crazy? I am never going back, ever. Michael Ben Israel says, I got $8,000 worth of debt. Pay that off, man. That's your slave papers. That's the cost of your slave papers, $8,000, and you get to be set free. Right now, your slave papers cost $8,000. Always look at it like that. If you don't pay, the longer you take that to pay that $8,000 off, the longer you're going to be a slave. I promise you. That's how much it costs for your freedom right now, $8,000. So think about it that way. You'll do whatever it takes, how fast it takes to get. I mean, I don't care if I would sell something, sell some stuff. Every paycheck come on, that $8,000 will be gone so fast. Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you very much, Nicer. The architect says, yeah, it messed up. Truth, nobody cares if you're in debt. Truth, exactly. Nobody cares. Whatever. I care. And the only person that matters is you. There's nothing like that. There's nothing like financial freedom. I promise you. There's nothing in the world that compares to it. Nothing. Not even sex. Not even sex. Jennifer says, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate it. NC Briggs says, you should know I've paid off 4,000K already in the short amount of time. Yeah, hey man, be proud of that. Be proud of that. But also at the same time, NC Briggs, I want you to keep that in mind that you paid $4,000 off. Okay. So whatever you spend right now, because you're still in debt. So whatever you spend, you need to add it back into the amount that you're going to need to pay off. So whatever you spend during Christmas, keep track of all that. Now put it back. And now when you say, well, I did pay 4,000 off, but since I spent 1,000, I guess I only paid off 3,000. You got to be real with yourself the whole time. Don't lie to yourself. Okay. And I'm not saying wrong, right, and what you're doing right now to go for Christmas. I'm not saying anything. I'm just talking mathematics. Just be real with yourself. Okay, I paid $4,000 off, but if I go spend $1,000 on my credit card, I really only paid off $3,000. Okay, just be real with yourself. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it, man. Michael says, I love this channel. Hey, man, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. I paid off my slave papers about 6 years ago now. I've been free. And mind you, the debt master, he's a colorblind slave master. Debt is a colorblind slave master. Doesn't care what color you are. Doesn't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Jewish, short, tall, gay, straight. It doesn't care because all it sees is green. So when anybody hears me say slave, don't think of a color. Just think of somebody that's green. Okay. You have student loan debt and you don't think you ever pay off your student loan debt, guess what? You're going to be a slave until you're dead, slave. And if you have, I mean, I feel sorry for people that have accepted that they're going to never pay off their student loan debt. I really do feel for them because they're going to be a slave until they're dead. They've accepted in being a slave. Now, as I say that, check this out, because I want you guys to feel it. Everybody knows a person that they call a forever student. The person that always is in school and never stops. Never stops. Now, people believe, most of those people that do that kind of stuff is that, ooh, they're so hungry for education. That's not true. As long as they stay in school, that student loan debt will not come due as long as they stay in school. So they just keep going. I guarantee you they have no idea how much student loan debt they have. Guaranteed. 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 They can't stop. Now they're trapped, and the only thing they can be proud of is those degrees that they keep putting on their wall that they're not even in. The dead giveaway for those type of people. This is a dead giveaway when they've gone to school for something, but yet they're not doing it as a profession. That's a dead giveaway. You mean to tell me you're going to go to school all those years and not go into the profession that you went to school for? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make any sense. I guarantee you those type of people are buried in student loan debt, buried. They'll never see the light of day. I remember I came across a person that was making $40,000 a year, and she had $250,000 in student loan debt. Matter of fact, she made $40,000 a year and $250,000 in student loan debt. That's not even, when I say about that person, I'm not even saying anything bad. I feel bad for that person. That person knows that they will never pay off that student loan debt. Now, if they care or not, I don't even know if they care. I don't know if they care. Now, this is a person I don't know personally. I'm just saying what I saw, but you make $40,000 and you got a kid and you got almost $250,000 in student loan debt, you are done. Whew. Cosmic Wisdom, hello. Popping in to see what's up, but Linnell is not wrong. It's a whole other side of the game after being debt free. Levels you won't know that exist. You see what she's saying? You don't even know the levels, man. It's just, and everything, let me tell you something, you guys, everything is so obvious. Everything is so obvious. It's so obvious. Once you get out of debt, everything, how to become a millionaire, if you want to become a billionaire, or when to buy real estate and where you want to buy it, it's so obvious. Everything's obvious. None of this is hidden. You'll speak a whole different language. Here's a person like Cosmic Wisdom, a woman that's excellent with her money. Excelente. I feel privileged that she's even coming to me. I feel privileged. This person she's on top of the game with her money, and she's coming to me for some advice. I feel privileged. There's so many levels different at this game. And I know my part in the financial game. My part in the financial game is to fill in the holes for professional people that are good with their money. I fill in those holes. There's certain pieces that are keeping them from reaching to this multi-million, whatever level they want. I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me. But whatever level they're trying to reach, but they're saying, dang, there's something stopping me from getting to this next level. This is where I come in. I fill in these gaps. I say, hey, do this, do that. Don't do that. Do this, do that. And then that's how you do it. You want to pick a professional? Yeah. Ask to see their personal credit report. Pick 3 of them. Make sure you do 3 people. Evaluate them. All that. Take your feelings out of your money. Yeah, they have no place in there. The architect says, what's your take on the idea of forgiving student loans? Forgive student loans. That will never happen, architect, ever. That will never, ever happen, the architect. That will never happen. You know why? They will never release that many of their slaves, ever. You think they're going to release 45 million slaves that they have under their control? Hell no, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen. They need people to fill their slave camps. Their slave camps are student loan forgiveness programs. Those are slave camps. Their slave camps are Chapter 13 programs. Those are slave camps. People don't even see it. Those are slave camps. You got to apply to get into the program, same as Chapter 13. And then if you get accepted, you got to follow all these rules for 10 to 25 years, not the Chapter 13, but the student loan forgiveness programs. They can last between 10 to 25 years. 10 to 25 years of being a slave? Chapter 13, you can last up to 5 years a slave. People file chapter 13 all the time with student loan debt, knowing good and well that student loan debt is going to be waited for them on the other side of chapter 13. It's not going nowhere. Michael says, I do feel like a slave with this debt over my head, because you are, Michael. Remove the word, and this is Michael, this is the safe zones. SMD family, savings minus debt family, we're family here, right? So what I'm saying to you, don't think I'm talking down to you. Don't think I'm saying, hey, you're nothing, you're stupid, you're this and that. I'm not saying any of that. I want you to remove your feelings from your money. So you see how you put the word in there. I do feel like I'm a slave. I want you to take out the word feel. I want you to take out do feel like a, and just say, I'm a slave with this debt over my head. Because you are. It's not you feel like one, you are one. Say that when you wake up, say that as you drive, say that every time you get your paycheck and you spend it on some nonsense. Say that. You man, if I spend this $100 on the shoes, that means I'm gonna be a slave for another 365 days. But if I hold off on those shoes and I pay this $8,000 off, I'll be free to buy anything I want, anytime I want. Exactly. But until that, I'm a slave buying some new shoes. I'm just a slave in new shoes. I'm a slave in new clothes. Cosmic Wisdom says the government would never forgive all student loans. It's the biggest asset on their books. Simple business decision. Why would they let it go? Exactly. They will never let that go, you guys, ever. That will never happen. I promise you. If you're waiting on that, you better stop crossing your fingers. No politician's going to do it. I know they're promising you this when they come in to say, hey, elect me, free education, just get rid of student loan debt, all that stupid nonsense. That's all a lie. You think they're just going to let go of $1.6 trillion and say all is forgiven? No, they're not. That will never happen. No, it won't. That'll never happen. They need people to fill those slave camps. Chapter 13. I know it don't seem like one has anything to do with the other, but it's all connected. It's all connected. Cosmic Wisdom says the government would have to be of the verge of collapsing to let those loans go. Exactly. That's never happening. People think government shutdowns are because they're indecision. People don't even really see what things are really to see for, right? Like when the government shutdowns happen and they just stop paying people and people continue to work, that's just look at that as a fire drill. Okay. When I see that happen, I look at it as a fire drill just to test the grip of the government, the grip. And when I say the government, I don't think of the government as a separate entity. Okay. I'm just doing that to better connect with you. The government is us. Okay. We're the government. Okay. Everybody here is the government. Okay. So when I say the government, they're not some separate entity. It's us. Okay. Our family works there. Your brother, your sister, your mom, uncle, probably retired from the government. It's us. So when you talk about the government, you're really talking about your family. You know, when your son or daughter gets home from the government job, are you going to go off on them? Hey, what the hell are you doing with our taxes? You keep raising these taxes. What you doing? Do you say that to them? Why not? They work for the government. Why don't you just tell them to stop doing that? Because the government is us. Woo. All right, nicer. We are all candid and non-judgmental because money is a touchy subject when you're in debt. Exactly. That's why this is the safe zone to come here. The more I can get people's feelings out of their money, the sooner you'll be rich. Oh, no, that's what I was about to say. With the government testing their grip, they make people work. They shut down the government and people work for free. And then people get on the news talking about they're getting kicked out after 1 month of non-work. Now they're getting kicked out of their place. That's just the grip showing how tight their grip is. If they can get people to work for free, if you are one of the government agencies or you work for the government and they got you to work for free, you are in debt. Look how many TSA workers work for free for a month. For free? They use their own gas. They use their own time to get to work, everything. And they did it for free for a month. What does that tell you? Because when you're not in debt and you have a job, nobody's going to make you work for free. Nobody. Oh, you're not paying me? Then I'll come back in when you're ready to pay me because I'm not working for free. Only slaves work for free. So if you were one of the TSA agents and you work for free, it's because you're in debt. Because if you was not in debt, you wouldn't accept that. You'd be like, no, I'm not working for free. Call me back when you guys get your money thing straight. Oh, they're having some problems. Okay, well, call me then when they get it straight. Snuggle says, I think the government loves us. I think they will help the people and not enslave the people. The government has a heart. Well, I know that sounds like a joke, but the government is us. So the government is not some separate entity. Okay, it's us. Okay, we are the government. All right, you guys, we're going on 2 hours here. Any other questions before I wrap it up? Any other questions? Thank you, everyone, for participating. Let me throw up my consultation here. What did I do with it? There we go. Free 30-minute consultation right there. Head on over there. You can schedule yourself. Schedule anytime you want. Then I will give you a call, and then we go from there. Any ideas that you guys want me to do videos on, do more of, just send me your ideas to my email address right there. Anytime. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until next time. Let me see. You guys have a wonderful day. Send all your ideas out to me. I'll let you guys know when the t-shirts are ready and when they'll go on sale. And I thank you guys for all joining me. I appreciate it. I want to welcome the new people in there. NC Briggs. I've seen Architect here before, but welcome anyway. Michael, what's his name? Welcome, Michael. Yeah, Michael. All right. Share with your friends. Please share with as many people as you can. I'm trying to get on some panels, you guys. So if you guys can help me get out there to get on some bigger financial channels, man, I appreciate it if you throw my name their way. Nicer. I know you always do it. I much appreciate that. Right. If you guys can get me out there to get on some channels, man, so I can just grow, man. I'm trying to reach more people that need this kind of advice. Okay. But thank you, everyone. You guys have a wonderful day. Oh, you just watched the video, Mark? Good. Check it out. And then watch this video from the beginning, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful day.